Maxine Dupree. We stand Maxine on this show. All right. The video came out this morning, I think it was.
No, it was like yesterday or the day before.
Have I really been
Yep.
that swamped with that?
Mhm.
I'm just
Mhm.
wow. It's what happens when you're pleasing the peeps in Boston. But anyways, that's it. Maxine Dupree. It was a video that came out of her being booed as she walked back to the gorilla position by the fans at a house show, and it's got a lot of backlash online. You know, wrestlers, people in the wrestling industry, media have all been really sticking up for her and saying how hard she works and how she doesn't deserve this. And I couldn't agree more. This poor girl. I
Mm.
mean, I think that it's the wrestling brain where it's like, why are you gonna have someone this green and all that come in? But you have to realize that this was not her original plan. And the fact that she's pivoting so well, and not only so well, but with a positive attitude, that someone who was in her position could have said, F it, I'm going on to my next adventure. Because she's not she's not a wrestling fan. We didn't go, I think she was a dancer, you
Well,
know?
the thing that I especially take issue with is her whole story was it was happening while she was on screen. Like, so her being new to learning wrestling, we literally saw her in a story learning wrestling from Chad Gable. So it's not even like you have to be like, oh, well, I stay in tune with what is going on behind the scenes on wrestling Twitter, that you need. That's how you know that she doesn't have a lot of training and that she's still learning. So to me, like, as a wrestling fan, this is not the opportunity to boo someone. There are opportunities to boo someone. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you should, but if you're at a house show and like the one where Jeff Hardy just was like F it and was like just like left mid match, sure, boo the guy, because it was like, what the hell, you paid, and then this guy is just like, I don't want to be here, so he just like leaves mid match or whatever happened. Like, sure, be mad at that person, right? But like, that Maxine was a valet, a manager. She was literally just doing a silly modeling gimmick and had no wrestling training. And at that point, I mean, I guess Vince's vision was to never have her be a wrestler. And then she decided, okay, well, they got rid of LA Knight, or Max, and made him back to LA Knight. Eventually, they got rid of the models. And then Maxine's like, okay, what am I going to do? I want to keep my job. I like it here, especially post Vince, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
And she decided, okay, well, the best way for me to keep my job and to keep doing what I want to do is to learn what everyone else is doing. And so it's like they're giving her matches way early. She probably shouldn't even be in matches on television yet.
Hmm.
Just like anyone else in her position, they would not be on television yet. So I
That's
think that
true.
people are just being so harsh for no reason. And the people defending, because I think Meltzer was like defending the fans, being like, they're allowed to boo. And I'm like, you're allowed to boo, but in the appropriate situations. And this is not an appropriate situation to be booing a girl. And I don't think she's said anything. I
She
don't.
hasn't. She
But the thing
hasn't.
is she doesn't have to, because a bunch of her friends have said
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
So
no, they got her back.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So to me, that's a signal of she was upset about it. You know what I mean? Because other people are speaking for her, which doesn't necessarily reflect how she feels. But I do believe that it probably did upset her. And I don't blame her, because that is ridiculous. Like, we've talked about it, we talked about her match with Valhalla, and we were talking about how it was rough. It was rough to watch, but you
That's
give
the
her a
truth.
pass, because
Yeah.
it's like, she isn't. It would be different if she was someone who had been in the business for 15 years and that was what that she gave you. If she had been someone that you've been watching for 10 plus years and she performed the way Maxine did, boo her for sure, because it's like, girl, what are you doing? That's
You
like
don't wanna be here, but she
yeah, you don't want
wants
to
to
be
be
here. You're
here.
trying to sandbag your opponent. You're trying to do something, right?
Yeah.
But like, that's not her. Like,
No.
she's not even been training for a year. Like, I just don't. it's just it's just another thing I think where wrestling fans like it's like just a complex with them. Like it's like I have to see matches in a certain way, or if I think you suck, I'm gonna let you know. But it's like it's not her character sucks. It's not that she's a terrible person. It's not that she didn't try to give you a good match. And those would be reasons to boo her. It's like she's literally just, I don't know, a newbie, and you're booing her for trying. Like, okay, that makes a lot of sense, guys.
It makes it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Maxine, and it's stuff like that that it's like someone that's trying to get into the business, enjoys it, and wasn't a fan of it, that wants to be a part of it. Like that's so cool, and to have the fans boo her and be the ones to be trying to boot her out, it's like it's not. Too hard on Maxine. She's too green. Everyone,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Appreciate the
everyone,
fact that she has the confidence
she's
and the
fine.
courage to even go on live television and show people what she's learned, and knowing that she's not perfect. I feel like that's not getting enough credit because I couldn't do that. Like, imagine being put in her position, right? Like, she's getting put on television basically every single week, which is something that a lot of people in the back wish that they were getting. And they are someone who has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times more experience than she does, and they're not getting on TV. So she's taking these opportunities that she's being given clearly because people like her and believe in her in the back, and that's why she's getting them. And instead of saying, I don't think I'm ready for this, I'm too scared, I'm too nervous, she's going out there and doing it anyway. And I feel like that deserves to be applauded because
Mhm,
I could not be in that position. There are instances where you think about like giving a presentation to school or something, and you could know everything like the back of your hand. But the
mhm.
second that you're supposed to go out there, you're like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And that's not her. She
No,
knows
she's
how to
showed
do
it.
like 4 moves. You know what I mean? And she's still like, yeah, I'm going to go out there and I'm going
I'm
to
gonna try.
perform for however many thousands of people live in the audience and millions of people at home. Like that is crazy. And people are just overlooking that aspect.